right, let's take a look at this next example. You were given negative 2x plus 8 over x squared minus 4x, all minus 3. So here's a little bit of the work for this particular rational. So you can see that I factored it out. I took out a negative 2 and I took out an x, which exposed the fact that there is a factor we can reduce. That's x equals 4. So x equals 4 is going to be the whole. We'll figure out the exact coordinates in a second. The asymptotes are y equals negative 3 and x equals 0, right? X equals 0 because of that denominator. And then over here, we can see that it originally was 0 because we had small degree over a larger degree, and that would have given us 0. However, the minus 3 takes that y equals 0 and notches it down 3 spots. So that's why we have y equals negative 3 and x equals 0. So let's do a quick draw here. Let's get those asymptotes drawn. So 1, 2, 3. Here's your horizontal asymptote. I don't like how it went up there for a second. I want to see if I can get that just perfect. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Don't touch it. Okay, and x equals 0 on the y-axis there. So when I have a vertical asymptote at x equals 0, it always lets me know that there's not going to be a y-intercept because that asymptote is not going to get crossed. Sometimes it will in some weirder functions, but in general, we're not going to have a y-intercept there because the asymptote at x equals 0, okay? We need to figure out what that whole is, so we're going to take the 4 and we'll substitute it into this equation. So y of 4 is going to be negative 2 over 4 minus 3, which is negative 1/2 minus 3. So our whole is at 4 comma negative 7/2, or you could think of that as negative 3/2. So let's make the whole here at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go right past the asymptote and make our hole right here. And I use the line tool again, so let's back that up. 4. Perfect. Okay, so now let's make our intercept. Now our intercept was, okay, none for the y. However, for x, there is going to be an intercept. We're going to take this simplified equation, so negative 2 over x minus 3, and we set the whole thing equal to 0. So I will add 3 to both sides, and we get negative 2 over x equals 3. And now we can use a couple different strategies here, but overall we'll get negative 2 equals 3x, and then divide by the 3. And I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So I got x equals negative 2/3. So we have negative 2/3 comma 0 as our x-intercept. So let's graph that over here. Negative 2/3 is going to be right over here. And we're just going to do our best here to draw that in there. Okay, so that is going to be a filled in hole because this is not a hole. And I need to call my grandma. I'm going to do that in an hour. I don't know if you saw that reminder or not in the screencast, but that's okay. So just a quick little look here. I don't quite know how this function is behaving. We know that rational functions behave around the asymptotes, but we'd like to get maybe 1 or 2 more points on this side and then on this side as well. So negative 2 over x was our function. Negative 2 over x minus 3. So I'm going to try and just pick a couple values that are easy for us to calculate, and keeping in mind that that divisor is the input. So negative 2 divided by something, those are going to be the points that give us good, juicy information. So I'm going to try and plug in negative 2, negative 1. No point in plugging in 0, but I'll plug in 1 and also 2 because all those values are going to just divide out perfectly, right? So here we have negative 2 over negative 2 minus 3, and that leads us to 1 minus 3, which is negative 2. So negative 2 comma negative 2 is one of our points. And then let's try the negative 1. So negative 2 over negative 1 minus 3. That gives us 2 minus 3, which is negative 1. So negative 1 comma negative 1. And then we're going to try 2 more. Negative 2 divided by 1 minus 3. That's going to give us negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. So 1 comma negative 5. And then the last one we'll try is negative 2 over 2 minus 3. Negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. So 2 comma negative 4. And there's 5 extra points. 4 extra points. That is going to be plenty. So let's go over here. All right, negative 2 comma negative 2, which is right there. And then negative 1 comma negative 1 is right there. So that makes me feel much better because I understand how that's behaving now around the asymptotes. And then 1 comma negative 5 is going to be down here. And 2 comma negative 4 is right there. So we've got some confidence now in understanding how the curve is moving. And we're going to follow the asymptote and then curve around and follow the other one. And we can put in an arrow on the left, on the right and on the left. And then we're going to come up through here and we'll cross through each of these. Keeping in mind, this is indeed a hole. That's why we made it obvious that it is not shaded in. And there you go. That is negative 2x plus 8 over x squared minus 4x, all minus 3. Okay, hope you enjoyed and hope you did well. Give a try to the next couple ones, and that's all we have for you on the quiz review.